auction. David Gray, an artist, and Randy Owens opened it.
Oh,
And
okay.
I just have. I made an appearance there. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were involved in that.
Now, Eddie, last night at the auction, you purchased something. We were, for the most part, auctioning off memorabilia. I, for example, bought a balaclava, which
Looking at all those scary movies.
And yeah,
That's
and-
Bela Lugosi.
What did you buy last night, Eddie? What was that item?
You're trying to embarrass me here. I can
No.
tell you're lining me up.
No, I'm not.
What did he buy?
No, you bought.
I bought a piece of rear suspension
From...
another car.
Why, do you need one?
Not particularly. I just wanted to have. I wanted to get it off the market as quickly as I could. It was a piece of Ted Prappus's car that we had a impromptu meeting in the pit. So I thought if anybody's gonna have it, I might as well have it.
Could have got a cheaper Target.
He only paid $5.
That's great.
Well, Kane, we should probably ask these guys a couple of serious questions, or maybe we shouldn't. I don't know.
What the hell?
They're here to have fun.
The weather's supposed to be a cool day. That's what they're saying at this point. Scott?
How many times have we heard in the Midwest of, I think that, where's Christy? I mean,
Pat. Blame it on Pat.
Pat says every year it's going to be beautiful for the race. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. It's going to be great conditions. You wake up, you come here to the track, and it's raining cats and dogs. I mean, I think you're right. I think there is lynching here.
There should be.
If you don't like it, go run a Pocono.
The forecast is calling for a cool day with some sunshine, but not a lot. So, how will that affect everybody?
Should have everybody up to speed, huh?
Do we really have to talk about racing?
No, we don't have to if you don't want to. What'd you have for breakfast this
I'm
morning?
trying to think of an answer, but I don't know.
Just means we'll go
If
faster.
it's cool, it will be cool for everybody. If it's hot,
This man's brilliant. I mean, he really is a true
I mean, I
statistician.
figured it out.
Does it make a difference for those of us who just know it just enough to be dangerous in terms of which engine you've got? Is any engine at an advantage in cooler weather?
Well, the hotter it is, the more difficult it is for the driver, the engine, everybody. And the tires, the hotter it is, it's going to be more difficult to win. If it's cool, I think it's just easier on everybody and on the engine.
More attrition if it's hot.
There is. The track gets greasy, and you're going to see a lot more problems during the event. I mean, and the speeds won't be as high. I think last year they were pretty good conditions for the race. And looking at it this year, I mean, I hope that it is 75 for the race. If it is, that's something to really look forward to. Then you can get out there and have a little fun. When it's really hot and nasty, it makes kind of for a long day because your car's not handling very well. And
it's got to be hell in those.
Yeah, you don't get
suits,
paid
too.
enough to work hard, right? Oh, these guys.
Yeah, we get the air conditioned comfort and enjoy it. We still get paid for it. Thanks, Ari. We're going to play a little song here from Snake Pit Dave. It's called Just a Mario, Q95.
Without me, 'cause I got stuck in traffic. Nobody's car's moving. Nobody's car's moving. I ain't going nowhere. Ain't going, not going. I'm just at a standstill. Hey, get out of my way. Come on, move that there. Oh, what's going on out there? Hey, turn on the radio. They're playing back home again. It's 11 o'clock. Oh, no, it's Mrs. Woman's voice. Skippity bobbity bibbity bobbity, gentlemen, start your engines. I got stuck in traffic.
This is Rick Mears.
This is Al Jr.
This is Johnny Rutherford.
This is Danny Sullivan.
This is Bobby Rahal.
Q95. Everybody you know.
listens.
Oh, hi. Hey. We're on.
Hi.
It's 9:25 here with Bob and Tom broadcasting live from the Speedway this morning.
Good morning. We're at the Conseco Suite, and we want to thank everybody at Conseco for letting us come up here this morning. Conseco, one of the co-sponsors of our Bob and Tom Motorheads album. It's a charity album, as you know, and it benefits the Children's Wish Fund, Jan Opperman Fund, and Gleaners Food Bank. Also, just last week, we raised about $3,000 for a guy named Doug Wolfgang, who was badly hurt in an accident, and I understand he's doing a lot better, and we wish him the best. Joining us right now, we have some of the great drivers here for the Indianapolis 500. Eddie Cheever is here with us, former Formula One driver. Scott Pruitt, who's been a frequent guest on the program throughout the month of May, and I guess one of the bummers about being associated with Budweiser, they make you work with us. And
of course, former winner, Ari Leyendijk.
Ari Leyendijk, who's a great guy. One of the you talk about the international aspects of this race. Ari, of course, we like to refer to Ari as a foreigner, and make you feel at home.
I have my green card.
And
good.
And Eddie Cheever, who built a career overseas. And where do you live now, Eddie?
Aspen, Colorado.
Oh, man.
We were talking earlier about...
I moved from Monaco to go to Aspen, so...
We were talking earlier, you drove Formula One, and I was asking about the hoopla. Now, there's a lot of hoopla here, of course, with the Indianapolis 500, but not so much with the Formula One. There's only a few races that are like that, right?
Yeah, there are probably 3 or 4 races that are like that. Monaco was like that. Imola was like that. Monza was like that. You had a bunch of it. I mean, Formula One in Italy is really big, and it's the highest, most visible sport of all. But, I mean, there is nothing like this place. You could spend every day doing some sort of a function here. I mean, it just gets totally crazy.
Is it true that there are 2 disc jockeys in Monaco that do an album called Merd Heads?
Malicious rumor.
Is that okay?
Alfredo and
they do songs like about Mario
Rock
and
and
stuff.
Dago.
And
After you guys leave here, you guys got to go to the drivers' meeting. Is that where you guys go and you make fun of the rookies and stuff like that?
No, this is not a place where you want to make fun of rookies or anybody. This place is tough. I mean, we laugh and joke, but this place has got big teeth, and you got to be real careful. And they take a lot of care. I remember being a rookie, and I'm sure Scott does also. Man, it's a tough place to do. The drivers' meeting today will be, I think, a real complicated one because they have a new rule with the yellow flag. So there's going to be 10,001 questions.
you want me to do this Eddie Cheever thing?
No, I'm just wondering
if you do the Eddie Cheever thing, I'm going to tell not just the punchline of the joke. I'm going to tell the whole joke.
No, the only question was, can he hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you.
No.
Okay, can you hear him? Okay, Ari Leyendijk is here with us, and both you guys are actually mentioned on our album in a song, and I know, Ari, you'll be real proud of this. Your name, I'm sure you're familiar with the...
My name is used in all kinds of ways, yeah.
Yeah, what does Leyendijk mean in Dutch?
Direct translation, our family, whatever, family thing, is lazy on the dike. You see a guy leaning back, and he's resting on a dike.
Now, does it
on a earth dike?
Okay, right.
Is she wearing? I was going to say, is she wearing a flannel shirt and big old boots?
Had a chain from her wallet to her belt.
Where does the whip come into all this?
I see.
That is lazy on the dike.
I'd say that's something to be pretty proud of.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, the family crest. Apparently, your ancestors like to relax. That's certainly nice.
Yeah, they were lazy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Now, I've read somewhere that Danny Sullivan gets paid every time he gets photographed wearing those shades. Do you have that same deal with those shades you've got on?
No, I have to buy my own shades, and they don't pay me to wear them.
Really? Oh, okay. That's kind
we don't have the deals Danny has. Danny's cornering the market here.
On all the good deals?
Yeah.
All the good
You don't
deals.
think he's been out of shape about that, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Talk about, he was talking a little bit earlier about us complaining about, oh, geez, it's going to be a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to listen to Ari here talk about, oh, geez, I don't have any sponsorship.
You'll get there someday, Scott.
You guys.
Well, now, I suppose we should clear the air about this thing with Eddie Cheever.
All right.
Since Eddie is our guest. Last evening, Eddie Cheever was one of the persons honored at the front row party, and the King and I were lucky enough to be there and help auction some stuff off. And just before I went up to... I was pretty nervous because Mario Andretti was sitting right near me, and I don't know, some of these guys who have reached this legendary status, it's just kind of scary, and I was actually quite nervous. And Jack Arute opened up the ceremony and tells this joke, and it's a joke about a guy who comes upon a genie, and you know the joke. Mm-hmm. And he gets the 3 wishes. so I immediately realized the way this guy's joke ends, it involved a woman and stuff. You were there, Eddie, and I thought, well, gee, I'll go up there and do this joke. And I ran it by the head of the thing, and they said, no, you can't do that joke.
Right.
So actually, that joke appears on our album, sort of.
Right.
But it goes something like this, Eddie. There's a lot of talk about Eddie and Mario not getting along, and it really isn't true. There's no animosity at all. In fact, just yesterday, Eddie was walking by turn one, and he saw this bottle, and he picked it up and looked at it and kind of cleared the glass on it, and a genie popped out, and he goes, I'll give you 3 wishes. Except he goes, I've been reading this stuff about you and Mario, and there's a little bit of bad blood there, and there's been some talk back and forth, and so what I'm going to do is, for everything I do for you, Eddie Cheever, I'm going to do double for Mario Andretti. So Eddie thought about it for a while, and he said, okay, that's fine. So then Eddie, first thing he asked for was $50 million in cash. So just, so he could just keep things going, with the racing career, which is going so well anyway. But just, some extra sponsorship. He'll be driving the Cheever car.
Living in Aspen.
Living in Aspen, hanging out with Danny and lifting weights and stuff. But then, of course, the genie said, well, then, if I give you $50 million, I'm going to give Mario $100 million. Eddie said, that's fine. Mario and I it's cool.
Bearing the ass.
And then he said, the genie said, what do you want next? And he said, well, I'd like 100 of the best-looking women in the world naked at my beck and call.
No.
Okay? They did that for him, and then they said, well, you realize if I do that, I'm going to have to give Mario 200 of the best-looking women of the world naked at his beck and call. And he said, I understand that, because whatever you do for me, you're going to do twice double for Mario Andretti. And then the genie said, what's your third wish? And Eddie said, remove 1 of my testicles. See, it would have killed last night, Eddie.
I don't know if that would have gone down that well last night.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, there was a little too much blue hair in the room, I think. And Robin Miller was my co-host last night. Robin, do you have any questions for Eddie and Scott and Ari while we got him here?
Basically, Tom, I wanted to say before we interview these drivers that group we were with last night was either brain dead, the cheapest bunch of donuts I've ever met in my life.
Now, we stole some real nice stuff.
It was unbelievable.
Both you and I bought some stuff.
We said some.
Didn't you buy Paul Newman's racing suit or something?
John Paul's.
You bought John Paul's racing
Did that come with a Pope hat or not?
Yeah, it had the Pope hat. It was very nice.
You know what?
When your dad's the Pope, you can pull some weight around the speedway.
Now think about this. That's a $350 driver's suit. And so I just figured I'd open the bidding at $100, and I won.
Yeah. Go figure.
It was great.
Your picture only went for $25, though, so don't get too cocky. Okay?
No.
Yeah, $25.
Oh,
I paid $100 for it.
It went for more than that.
Jeez.
I know.
We had a good time. We sold some very interesting stuff. And as I said, I bought a balaclava, which I'm going to go put on and rob some convenience stores with. What I'm going to do with that.
You pronounced it right, though, right off the bat, which I was impressed with.
He's been working on it all morning.
First he called it baklava.
You say, I'm cheaper.
Yeah, Ari wants me to go rob a Target store now. Thank you.
And put on Eddie's suit.
I've had to deal with this foreigner a whole month. You realize that?
It could be
Half the
worse.
shit he says I don't understand.
It could be worse. It could be worse. It could be a whole year.
It could be.
Did you guys see VH1 when he was the host?
Yeah, it did. In fact, it was on last night.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
It was all right. You weren't quite as loose as you are here, but...
No,
bad.
but that happens when you...
Yeah, they're always standing there with the cameras rolling, 5, 4, 3, 2, and all. Of course, trying to get Al Unser and some of those guys to say lucid things is tough under the gun. They need those little crib sheets occasionally.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know Ari did impressions.
I didn't either.
Well, Robin, we have these guys have to go to their meeting. Do you have one serious question you can ask them? Is there anything that you haven't asked these guys already that has come to mind in light of the fact that it looks like the race is going to be under cool conditions this year?
Only if they really think the Buick's going to run fast for 200 laps.
Is that the question? If we think so? I don't think so. That's a short answer.
No way.
I do.
It's good. You follow them.
Yeah.
I have no choice. I'm up there. I'm not back where you are. I have to follow.
I'm not back where you are. He's one row behind you.
That's good.
Hey, that's one row.
That really ticks me off.
Makes all the difference in the world. Oh, boy, you get the front row, you get real cocky, don't you?
Yeah, well, because, the one good thing about Mario being on the outside of the front row is he can't jump the start too much. Remember in '82 when he got collected by when Coogan, Coogan, excuse me, that damn Coogan. And like John Cox said, after all the shrapnel fell down and everybody, the red flag came out, and they were talking to Gordy, and they said, "What'd you think, Gordy?" He said, "Well, hell, if he'd have just stayed in his row where I was, he'd have missed the whole crash."
Once again, thanks to Eddie Cheever, Ari Lyondike, and Scott Pruitt for stopping by. Let's give these guys a big round of applause.
Yes, indeed.
For some time to see us.
Now we have to take a quick break. Come right back. It's 9:36. 9:40 at Q95. You're with Bob and Tom, broadcasting live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Good morning.
Utter chaos.
It is utter chaos.
Hey, I don't get it. What's the big deal? Ari leaves and all the chicks split.
I noticed that.
Okay.
He's gay. That's rumor Eddie's starting.
Oh, there we go. I can hear better now. All right. Good morning. Hey, Tom, we have to give some race tickets away. You know that?
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got going here?
Let's see here.
Do we have a page for that?
Somewhere.
Because I know we have some special guests coming in.
Bingo bongo.
And
there you go.
Let's see. We gave you the answer to this question last night, 7-11 on Married with Children on Channel 4. So if you know the answer, give us a call to win some race tickets, courtesy of Budweiser.
Okay.
In 1967, what TV personality drove the number 40 turbine during tire tests at the Speedway? In 1967, what TV personality drove the number 40 turbine during tire tests at the Speedway?
That's a tough one.
I will give you this hint. There's probably only one other TV personality right now who is more in the news than this person.
Okay.
Right now, there are two TV personalities who are both absolutely on TV every minute.
Mm-hmm.
Because of news stories, not because of their TV, well, sort of related to their TV
And this
shows.
person is definitely one of them. All right.
And I'll give you another hint. It's not Candace Bergen.
239-1095, the number to call. If you know it, you got yourself some race tickets if you're the 9th caller. Give us a call right now. Tom Petty, Q95. 44, you're with Bob and Tom. Good morning.
Good morning. It's the Bob and Tom Show coming to you live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Speedway now filling up with people. And
yes, it is.
We're looking across at the pit area at some of the cars as they get ready for Carburation Day, a chance for the drivers to go out, shake up the cars a little bit, and get them ready for race day, because they can't touch them after what time, King? When's the last time they can touch their cars?
1 o'clock.
They can't run them. I mean, obviously they can touch them. And, do you have a microphone?
That is exactly correct.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Okay.
I'm sitting here with...
we have David Donaldson here with us?
Yes, thank you. We have something here I'd like to do that I've done before.
Okay.
Go ahead, King. It's Stump David.
Right, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to see how quickly this man's knowledge of the drivers and their names is. So I'm just going to mention some drivers' names, and he's going to tell us how many letters they are right away.
All right.
Eddie Cheever.
12.
Ari Lyondike.
That would be 12.
Scott Brayton.
Scott Brayton, 12.
Danny Sullivan.
13.
Okay. Alan Sir Jr.
Wait a minute.
This is the
10.
most... See,
John Andretti, 12. Eddie Batchelor, 13. Scott
David,
Pruitt, 11.
David, the problem with your information is that it's all so trivial. You never get to the point.
And I'm David Donaldson. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you so much.
John is back at our studio. John, who was our winner of our race tickets?
Clint Stolenauer.
Yeah. That's 15. Okay, well, Clint, congratulations.
Clint knew that Johnny Carson in 1967 drove the number 40 turbine during tire tests at the Speedway.
Yes.
We gave you the answer to that question last night on either the 7 o'clock or the 11 o'clock episode of Married with Children on Channel 4. Keep listening, because we're going to do it again tonight.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and come right back. It's 9:46.
Howdy, I'm Russ Beeler, owner of the Lake at...
Bob and Tom broadcasting live from the Speedway this morning.
Beautiful day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and lots of sunshine, kind of hazy out there. We're looking for a warm day today. This afternoon, a slight chance of rain, but we're going to keep the rain away because we've got a special concert coming up downtown, sponsored by Budweiser. What a treat for us to be up in the Conseco suite. We're here across from the pits, and Conseco Incorporated, the co-sponsor of the Bob and Tom Motorheads album. And I wanted to take this opportunity to say a special thank you to Steve Hilbert and Luann Hilbert for helping us out with all of our albums over a long period of time. And
Tom, we got a bid here for you if you let us butt in for a second. This will be great. Ready?
See, I don't want to do it when Steve's around.
Well, no, we have to do it now. It's very important.
No, but see,
We're kind of repaying your debt here, Tom.
We're in. This is like
Tom, can we get on with that?
It's a privilege for us to be up here. We're trying not to blow it, you see, because
This'll only take a second.
this is the kind of material that really we have to shy away from. So we'll play a song right now, and
We'd like to talk to the people here and let them be the judge. What do you think?
Fine.
All right, go ahead.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Tom. Good morning, Mr. Hilbert, sir. We're the Law Brothers. Thanks again for the line of credit, Steve. Fellas, as you mentioned, Tom, we're here this morning in the beautiful Conseco suite number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and guys, this year, Nick and I have our own suite here at the track. Just ask for Love Suite 69.
Exactly. It used to be Suite 16, but several parents complained.
So true, Nick. State law now requires us to check ID.
So unfortunate, Sonny.
Anyways, you, the general public, can now have all the luxury of a 500 suite by renting our Love Suite 69.
That's right, guys, and we provide all the amenities. You'll be greeted at the door by our lovely Clarice.
Yeah, boy, talk about a sweet ass.
No, Sonny, that says sweet assistant.
Oh, geez, sorry, Nick. Missed the hyphen.
It can happen to anyone, Sonny.
Anyway, Clarice will hand you a drink.
Right.
Give you a name tag.
Uh-huh.
And take your hat and jacket off.
Yeah. She's good, fellas.
He must be.
And our Love Suite 69 has a kitchen, a bar, a toilet, and a luxurious bedroom suite, and it's all yours.
Yeah, bedroom suites available for 15-minute intervals. Plus, you can watch all the action on our suite-wide closed-circuit hookup.
Wow, Sonny, just look at all that action.
Yeah, great, Nick. But I always thought she was a blonde.
Valid point, Sonny.
Lynn St. James, a brunette.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, hungry? No problem. All our sweet snacks are provided courtesy of Nick and Sonny's Humongous Jugs Catering. That's Humongous Jugs Catering, home of the original Whoppers.
Sure. Just ask any of our Humongous Jugs gals about their special open-faced sandwich.
Yeah, and fellas,
Yeah.
for $50, you and your boss can be the bread. Finally, fellas, all the drinks at Love Suite 69 are provided by our brand new drive-through package store, modeled after all the Jack in the Box restaurants.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
Jack in the Box.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We call it Nick and Sonny's Liquor in a Box.
So stop by Love Suite 69, where remember, our motto is, if this suite's rockin', don't bother knocking.
Thank you, boys. Peter Frampton, Q95. Peter Frampton, Q95.
Peter?
5 to 9:59. You're with Bob and Tom. Good morning.
Good morning. Broadcasting live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, getting ready for Carburation Day. Jimmy Mad Dog Matus joins us.
Dog.
Fellas, I came here early today because I got tired of changing diapers. Are you kidding me?
Jimmy Mad Dog Matus, the proud father of a third son just last week.
Absolutely.
Mickey
Little Mickey.
Matus.
Mickey Matus. See, I got Willie Matus.
Willie
I
Matus.
got Mickey Matus.
Andy Matus.
I got Andrew James. He's AJ. We need a driver.
Oh, of course.
You know, you got to have a driver. And
course.
I got a foursome now, so I'm in good shape.
Yeah, you are.
Father-son breakfast. Father-son breakfast and those father-son golf outings in about 12 years.
You're
I'm
set.
going to give these guys lessons. I'm just going to get drunk, drive the car, say, fellas, go to work. I'll make bets. So anyway,
What a
yeah.
That's great. Congratulations to your wife. And how's
I'm
your
taking
wife
out,
doing?
a few alterations now that we got all boys. Well, I took out the toilet and we just put in one of those troughs.
Like Wrigley Field.
Absolutely. You know,
There you go.
King is cut out the middle, man, and just
What the
boom,
hell?
we're hanging
Guys
together.
don't
Kathy
need that.
feels kind of left out, but
Really?
Oh, yeah.
you know, what are you going to do?
You should have to worry about you leaving the lid up now.
Good point.
Yeah, she's got 3 people to blame, 4 people to blame now.
See, now I can blame everybody.
That's
else.
right.
I have a problem with it.
No, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, and aim doesn't have to be that good either, does it?
Nope, not anymore. It doesn't. But although I forgot, you guys remember, I forgot you got to be careful when you change that diaper at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
With a little boy, particularly.
Yeah, I forgot all about that little water wiggle thing. If you're not prepared for that could be.
Forgot about that.
But anyway, getting ready to get downtown and get geared up for tonight's show. This is going to be a great time.
Yes, indeed.
It all kicks off at 5 o'clock. Sass Jordan, she's great. And then, of course, Lonesome Dave's Fog Hat. And then Kansas.
Right.
These guys are tearing it up. If you've been reading lately, these guys have been all over the country doing shows like this and having fun again, they say, and they're just tearing it up. So it should be a great time. Get down there early. It's right in front of Union Station at Jackson Street and Meridian. And
You gotta be
free. You got to be 21.
21, of course, because we'll be serving Budweiser, the king of beers.
That's right. And on that note, gentlemen, we have to take a break. Come back with that.
Are we going to come back with the Bizarro drivers?
We got one here for sure.
Okay, we'll come back with that fabulous variety show, Dick's Picks. WFBQ Indianapolis.
Good morning.
Against our better judgment, the Bob and Tom Show on Q95 presents the Dick's Picks Variety Show. Fellas?
Dick, good morning.
Good morning. I can't hear you.
John?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, fine.
That's wonderful. I knew that we would get the right technical help there.
We're all set.
Everything would be fine and well and good.
How was the Answer Man today?
Well, Answer Man, of course, is fine. Answer Man, of course, a staple, I think, of any Indy 500.
Right. And
Dick Nixon, Answer Man here. Any questions, anything, whether it's personal, professional, racing, a question about the history of the track.
Well, we want to do something about the future of the track here.
Hey, I'm no Doug Donaldson, but I'll tell you what.
You mean, never mind.
But I really know my stuff.
Well, today I think everyone should make their race predictions, Dick, and we were kind of wondering, since this is the Dick's Picks variety show.
My prediction is Michael Andretti.
Michael Andretti to take it all this year.
Michael Andretti. And if it's not Michael Andretti, it'll be Eddie Cheever.
Oh.
If something happens to Michael, it will be Eddie Cheever.
We just spoke with Eddie Cheever.
Eddie was just up here. We're broadcasting our program today from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're in the
you know what's kind of funny is Eddie is a puppeteer. Did you know that?
Eddie Cheever is
I didn't.
Sometimes he'll draw little designs on his driving gloves.
Really?
And his hands will speak to him during the race.
Really?
Oh, Eddie.
Kind of a senior Wenceslas thing?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
All right. All right. Yeah, kind of.
Eddie, Eddie, please, Pete. Please. Shut up. Please, Pete.
Shut up.
Thank you.
Shut up. You're running low on fuel. Shut up.
Also joining us here, Jimmy Mad Dog made us a dog. Once again, a brand new dad, and congratulations
again.
Dog, you're quite a stud meister.
Got another son, Dick.
Well, that means you're shooting nothing but 44 caliber ammo, babe.
Going good. As a matter of fact, Dick, you're a big race fan. I'm not as huge a race fan as you are, but I was making the parallels between having a baby to the Indianapolis 500.
I know, I heard, and that you're right. You were so right about that.
They're very similar because, for instance, about 9 months ago, conditions were perfect, so Kathy gave me the green light. She was looking for the pole position.
Right.
We got our baby in the show because, well, there wasn't any rubber on the track. About a week ago, any damn fool could have seen she was pushing.
Precisely.
And after about 3 babies, I think it's getting a little loose in the short shoe. But there are correlations that you have to make. And,
your wife is sharpening a knife as we speak, so...
that's it for me. Bring on the next guy.
That's all for me.
Thank you.
Jimmy
very
Mad
much,
Dog made us this afternoon. We'll
broadcasting downtown.
And what was the cash?
Well, that's going to be a wild time down there, isn't it?
Okay.
Cast song for the Slow Ride. Fog
Slow
Hat.
Ride.
A good 8.5-minute song. Think about it.
Okay, good.
No, there's a shorter version.
We'll see you.
We'll play the long.
Oh, of course.
We'll see you downtown this afternoon, Doug. Also joining us, the King is here. King.
Good morning, boys. And, of course, as always, we try to bring you the hippest, the strongest, the most up-to-date drivers. And, of course, here with us today is a man who was, we all gathered to honor last night, a member of the front row, a former champion at Indianapolis 500 in 1969 and 1967. He won the Daytona 500. He's a world driving champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Andretti joins us here in the interview loft. Dick, Mario, welcome to the show.
It's nice to be here again. Thank you very much.
Mario, I saw you last night, but I barely recognized you. Are you sure this is an Aldo?
It's one of the Andrettis. Which one? Are you really Mario?
Well, yeah, you can tell because my cheeks look like I storing nuts for the winter, you know. And,
that's right, Mario. Now, Mario, last night at the banquet, of course, with some of the awards they presented to you front row drivers were a set of bookends. It was very nice, a very special set of bookends that helped commemorate the fact that you're on the front row this year. Were you glad to get those bookends there, Mario?
Well, yeah, I was in Houston the other day visiting A.J. Foyt, and he gave me some comic books from his library, and I'm going to put them in my home in Nazareth. And the Indy 500 yearbook, I hate to say this, Bob and Tom, I've been on the show, 5, 6, 7 years now. I still don't have my own billboard, and I see these ugly clowns all over town. And, I'm the greatest driver of all time. Women want to take me home with them, and I'm very unhappy.
Mario, Mario Answerman here. Listen up, Mario. You must delight in starting in the front row. It's tougher for someone to spin in front of you when you're starting on the front row, isn't it?
Well, these punks on the front row, Guerrero and Cheever, they got no idea. And when they come through the short chute, I'll be so far gone, they'll wonder what happened.
And of course, you love Eddie Cheever, don't you?
Well, yeah, we were at the party last night. I had to take some pictures with him and stuff, but you could tell there was a lot of animosity there, and all this stuff about we were forgetting everything, and we're not going to do anything stupid on race day. You've never seen me drive, obviously.
Mario. I understand we have a phone call back at the radio station. Hello? Hello,
I have Tom Carnegie up here. If you guys would like to take a live feed with Tom Carnegie.
Sure. Sure, Tom.
Right, one moment.
All right.
He's Jim Crawford in the Lola Buick. There's Linda Vaughn. She's huge. There's concessions, and there's hot dogs for sale. Oh, my God, I spilled my scotch. Oh, it's almost within arm's reach. Sweet baby.
Hang up on this idiot.
Thank you. I don't know who's imitating.
Continue our interview with...
I'm sorry. With Mario.
Mario. I think it looks like Aldo, Bob. I think
it does, doesn't it?
I think
But,
That could be
they are
Aldo.
twins. They are twins.
Well, back in the old days when love was free in Indianapolis, and if you wore a driver's suit, every woman wanted you. Aldo used to stand in for me, so to speak, in a few situations. But I like to kind of, I can't go into supermarkets and things. It's unbelievable. Women just throw themselves at me.
They throw their keys at you, Mario?
That's why I stay in the bus all month. It's just taking all the fun out of it.
Now, Mario, of course, race day, you've been here. You've been here over 20 times here at the Speedway, so I'm sure you have some traditions that you go through every race morning. Where do you like to have breakfast on race morning? Mario, if we could get to
that. Denny's Grand Slam breakfast is always my favorite.
Gotta get the plug in.
Who could have known that?
And Dick, I want to thank you. You're one of the few guys that really understands what it's like, because Dick and I started going to Grand Slam breakfast in '87, and they open it up special for us race morning about 4 a.m. Michael and Jeff and John and the rest of the entourage come in there, and it's $3,000-4,000 bill for breakfast, and then I get a couple to-go orders, and we get the new little thing in the Lola where the to-go biscuits fit.
Little snack thing they hold on.
Yeah, well, and that's Dick, and thankfully Dick, George Snyder, and all those guys saved us a very long time ago when they got the deli tray. It was not an original idea.
Not another deli
Mario,
tray.
Of course.
Before we go on, King, we have to take a quick break for our sponsorship of this fine program.
All right.
Today's Dick's Picks Variety Show is brought to you by the fine folks at Jack's Tools.
Exactly. They're the sponsors of the Gordon Johncock driven car, who will be on the last row. Gordy Johncock, two-time winner. Jack's Tool Rental, of course, up in Carmel, Indiana. 861 Rangeline Road. Let's say you're going to have a big party, dog. Let's say, for example, Kathy gets mad about you and the boys, all that, having problems. You need to rent a toilet. Where are you going to go, dog?
Jack's.
Going to go up to Jack's and rent a toilet, exactly. They got lawn seeders, spreaders, cutters, slashers, dicers. They rent Ginsu knives up there, don't they, Dick?
They certainly do.
Yes. All kinds of things, and they're the proud sponsor of Gordy and Mario. You and Gordy have run years and years and years together. Did you and Gordy ever head up to Jack's and rent any party items?
Well, I helped him rent a backhoe last year. Farmed after the race. He bought a tractor after the race was over. And, but Dick,
he didn't have his corn in.
I think it's really ironic that he ends up being sponsored by Jack's Tool, because you know how many times he used the jaws of life on Gordy here.
That's Jack's Tool Rental.
Jack himself runs out there and gets him out of the car.
Jack's Tool Rental, 861 Rangeline Road.
Rangeline
Road. Suddenly I turned Oriental. Rangeline. Up in Carmel, Indiana. Don't be a tool, rent one. Now, Mario, we'll get back to
right back to this in-depth interview.
In-depth interview. Of course, we know you're a competitive man, and you're starting on the front row, and right behind you. Of course, Dick, I think you know where this one's going, so I hope you do. Right behind you is your son, Michael. Now, a very competitive man, as you well know, and of course, the entire Andretti family, and of course, Michael kind of shown you up a little last year when he was PPP champion, world champion. Did that bother you a little bit?
Well, he's never been the same since I took him over to pit wall and spanked him in front of 50,000 people here a few years ago on Carburation Day when he cut me off going out of pits. And, these kids, they've been on my coattails for so long. Exactly. I've carried these kids. This kid would be, he'd be a checkout boy at a supermarket if it wasn't for me. And I tell you what, race day, they're going to see a side of me it's going to be ugly.
Well, let's just say, hypothetical situation. Hypothetical situation. Dick, if you'd like to.
Totally hypothetical. Yeah. Just a big what if.
White flag lap. You come down you're going into the first turn. It's you and Michael. Would you get rough with your kid?
Let's put it this way. The crash trucks will be moving.
They'll be rolling before you even get into one.
You'd stick your own kid in the fence, Mario?
In a New York minute.
I still think it looks more like Aldo.
Well, we were identical till he hit his face on a pole in the sprint car race.
I'm starting to agree with you, Tom.
Well, Mario, this has been enlightening.
Truly been a fascinating interview.
Well, I was a little upset. It's the first time I've been on all month, and you hear all these young guys come up here, and I'm the trendsetter here, and you how many women you see throw their panties at these other guys? I'm still a king. Dick and I, we were at the Peppermint Twist the other night, and we were rocking. It was awesome.
In fact, Mario, sometimes like when he's sitting in the pits, I'll come over, as a visiting dignitary, and I couldn't help but glance into his Lola cockpit and see a few motel room keys in there. Okay.
That's why I got a PR.
He's like the Tom Jones of racing.
And my PR man's supposed to clean out the golf cart in the car every morning, get rid of the car keys and the room keys. And
apparently wasn't doing his job that day. Well, thank you so much, King. Dick, thank you. We have to take a break, come back with the fabulous Chick McGee for Free show. We'll return. It's 10:17. This little piggy went. Casting live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's time for us to segue into Chick McGee for Free.
Now, I think we're up in the Conseco suite near, at the end of Turn 4, actually, across from the pits.
Right, and Chick is actually down in front of the museum at the Expo.
At the Expo, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Chick, you there? I think they're having a little technical problem as far as getting him on the air.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to probably just jump right into some music.
Well, can we take this opportunity to decide what we want to do for the Chick McGee for Free theme show today?
Well, today is Thursday, and it's usually a 3 for Thursday, so I don't know exactly what he has planned.
Well, I mean, I think we're in a position of power here. We could actually choose what we want him to do. I think.
Well, you have a point there.
Any thoughts on
how about
Carburation Day?
No talk from Chick.
What if
How about a solid hour of music?
I like that already.
That may happen.
I was thinking of kind of a Foghat, Kansas trivia.
Oh, well, see what we
mean tribute, like maybe 3 from Foghat, 3 from Kansas, and then fill it up with songs from our race albums to get people psyched up for the race this Sunday. Does that sound like a good plan?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Well, Chick can either accept that or reject that, but he certainly can't do it right now because he's unavailable.
Well,
he's
we'll
at
let
the
him
Expo,
decide.
which is down between turns 1 and 2. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome, Mike.
And we're gonna hang. Don't forget, we've got Show Us Your Cue happening out here. We got a bunch of prizes.
Yep.
Bob and I are not the mystery spotters.
No, we're not.
Just a little word.
Yes.
So that I can walk out of here alive.
Good point. We're going to push on. Doobie Brothers, Q95.
Usually you don't have to be, you can ask us and stuff you really want to know. And
Actually, I came here to ask you guys a question because I was in the network office doing a report, and within 30 seconds I had 3 calls saying, you just got referred to as Bitchin' Bob on Q95, and I came over to find out in what context I was referred to as that.
Well, I think that's a compliment, Bob.
I know that, but I...
See, bitchin' means hip.
Bitchin' Bob Jenkins. I mean, I think it just adds a ring to the network.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Under those circumstances, thanks.
You're welcome.
I know AJ's in a hurry. He's got to do some TV stuff, but we did want to have a Duke Tomato play a song for him, the AJ song from our album of last year. I'm going to wait for this jet plane to go over.
All right.
Do you have a legitimate question for AJ, Bob?
Gee, I hadn't thought about it. So how did this arrangement between you and Jeff Andretti come about, I guess would be the...
Well, the other boy that was driving for us earlier, his family decided that he didn't want to come over here, and his wife and child was having some kind of speech problem, and she didn't want to come to the States, and he had just elected not to race anymore and was just going to retire. And just go back and work the family business and probably run some touring. It was a shock to me because I thought he had done very good, but we come back here for the driver's test, you recall, and I said, if you're not going to run, there's no sense giving you a test, so I left the cars here and just went on back to Houston.
So Jeff was available?
And Jeff was available, and I talked to Mario, and Mario and I talked about things, and that's how it come about.
Did a good job qualifying.
He's a pretty good boy.
A.J. Foyt is our guest. A.J., you're wearing a ring about the size of the Speedway, actually. Is that what does that say on it?
Well, that's a ring that U.S. Tobacco gave me at 30 years at Indianapolis with the 4 wins on it. And years I won the race, and my sponsors, they had that made and give it to me.
Beautiful ring. That's an amazing ring. We're going to let A.J. out of here, but first we are going to serenade him. Rarely happens, but it's going to happen right now. This is from our album from last year. This is Mr. Duke Tomato, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
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 Wait, sir, how are you?
How are you?
Ready? Good. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. The sun is shining, hear the engine whining, and here comes a Super Tex. Coming round the track, he ain't looking back, he's just watching out for wrecks. He's got a different breed, he loves the speed, can you hear the engine roar? He's taking his lumps, now he's jumping them bumps, got the pedal to the floor. AJ, AJ, the whole world knows your name. AJ, AJ, without you it wouldn't be the same. For 34 years he's heard the cheers, and now he's back once more to drive. He's won 4, but he wants one more, and guess he's after 5. That 14 on his machine be coming round again. Someday they'll take his space, but not his place. He's been a man amongst men. AJ, AJ, screaming round the track. AJ, AJ, they're not looking back. AJ, AJ, hear his engine roar. AJ, AJ, he got the pedal to the floor. This is quite true. He's spoken his mind. The greatest Indy car driver of all time. Yeah. I hear you. Bridget boys? This is quite true. He's spoken his mind. The greatest Indy car driver of all time. Yes, of all time. Gonna win again this year, I think. Help me out. AJ, AJ, the whole world knows your name. AJ, AJ, without you it wouldn't be the same. AJ, AJ, screaming around the track. AJ, AJ, he's not looking back. AJ, AJ, hear his engine roar. AJ, AJ, back in Indy at least once more. Get it now. AJ.
All right. All right, Duke. Duke Tomato.
Very nice. Very nice. A tribute to A.J. Foyt. Do they do this in other races you go to, or is this the only place where
they're pretty good because they sing my name pretty good. They can make it down in Texas.
I think
anyway, I'd like to thank you guys a lot. That's very nice of y'all.
Well, thank Duke Tomato, Mark Christopher Werman on the bass, Donnie Lee Clark on the other guitar. Thanks always to Duke, and that song appears on our charity album from last year, and that raised money for the Children's Wish Fund and for the Jan Opperman Fund. Jan Opperman, an injured race car driver. You raced against Jan Opperman back in the old days.
Well, that's the reason I run the Twin 50s that time. Pernelli and all of them was going to sponsor him, and they was talking about Jan on the dirt, and I was kind of off the dirt, and he was a fantastic driver on the dirt. It's kind of a duo,
He's a guy that we've been helping out for years, and if you buy our album Motorheads or Just Skiddin', that's where the cash goes for that. A.J. Foyt's our guest. Do you have a couple more minutes? You got to get out of here immediately.
Well, Leo Mel Goodyear Tires might take my tires away. I was supposed to have been there at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, well,
maybe
kind of hard to run the car on blocks, A.J.
So actually, maybe I can be on the show before the race once more with y'all.
That'd be wonderful. We'd love to see you again. Obviously, you still get the incredible buzz from doing this. To continue to do it this length of time, is the thrill the thing that keeps you here?
Well, I think the thrill and the people and just Indianapolis has been part of my life ever since I've...
I mean, obviously, in your position, you could segue into any job in this business, so it can't be a financial thing. It's got to be a love, a love for the sport.
It's kind of a love, I'd say. I hate starting back there where I got to start, but at least it's a starting spot. Like I told the press the other day, maybe I'm a little bit high on the odds. I said it's about 25% chance I could be involved in an accident. Maybe I could cause it, never know. But it's kind of a bunched up field back there where you had it.
I'll bet it is.
Like I said, that damned old tub could have run a half another lap the other day and quit on the front trailer.
I don't think that was the word you used to describe the tub at one time, though, AJ.
But you're right. The other day I used some worse words than that.
Yeah, and we're real happy that you didn't use them on our show, because then we'd get blamed for it. Did you hear what Tom said about AJ's car?
Bob Jenkins is also with us. Any more quick questions? I know AJ's in a rush, but maybe one last quick question for him. Bob Jenkins, the voice of the Indianapolis 500, once again on the radio worldwide, and this will be your third one.
Right. Who's going to win the 500, AJ?
Are you crazy? Put me on a spot like that. There's going to be 33 cars, and I think any given race driver.
What about AJ's car?
Bob Jenkins is also with us. Any more quick questions? I know AJ's in a rush, but maybe one last quick question for him. Bob Jenkins, the voice of the Indianapolis 500, once again on the radio worldwide, and this will be your third one.
Right. Who's going to win the 500, AJ?
Are you crazy? Put me on a spot like that. There's going to be 33 cars, and I think any given race driver could win this race.
It's very true.
It's your day, you'll win. If it's not, you won't.
Yeah. They say though this year it's a little bit deeper. We've had a couple drivers tell us that. Scott Brayton said that earlier. In other words, maybe the last year, maybe there were 8 guys that could do it. This year,
one of the more competitive fields in a long time.
Would you agree with that?
I would not say just limit down to 8. You got 33 starters, and believe me, I mean, you've had people win this race you've never heard of before, so any given day, any driver that starts this race could win this race.
Okay. AJ Foyt, he ought to know.
I wonder how many people standing around here hope that it's AJ Foyt that wins the 500.
I know. AJ, thanks again, and don't forget Friday the 22nd, the AJ Foyt Holman 100, sponsored by True Value Hardware. A great show to enjoy for a great race weekend.
Yeah. Do you miss the dirt? Do you miss
definitely.
action?
I'll tell you what, most of the race drivers that run here in the Indy cars today, coming up through the ranks like I did, they don't know what racing's really all about. I mean, they've never been there, and they'll never know what they missed, because people that's not run midgets and sprint cars and championship cars on dirt, they don't know what racing's all about. And I can truthfully say that because I've been on both sides of the game, been here a long time, so they've missed a lot in their life.
Besides Indianapolis, the biggest thrill in your racing career, do you ever?
I'd have to say the next race that was one of my biggest races I look forward to was the Hoosier 100. And of course, at that time, we didn't have the Holman 100, but it's the same racetrack, the fairground. I used to love to race there, and I had a lot of luck there, same as I've had here. It's just a great place to go.
Thanks a lot. Well, let's let AJ get his tires.
All right.
Thank you very much, AJ. We're going to take a quick break and come right back. It's 9:18.
Weekend going in your own backyard.
Go. Bob and Tom.
It's utter chaos.
It certainly is. Good morning.
Okay, we're back. Well, we had to hose ourselves down.
Yeah, that was a lot
after
of fun.
talking with AJ Foyt for a while. That was a big thrill.
Looks like we missed the ride around the track.
Well, it was more interesting talking to him.
It was.
And we've been around the track with AJ before, and I was quoted as going, "Oh, okay, fine." And we'll be. I think Jay. I just talked with one of AJ's guys, and AJ really wants to come back on the air. So we may get a chance to talk to him again before the race, and which
that'd be fun.
Joining us right now, Dominic Dobson is our guest, another driver here at the Indianapolis 500. And you were on the show a couple years ago with us back at the studio. I remember. The King is here with us also to ask Dominic.
Good morning, Dominic. Now you've had a car here at the track pretty much the month of May, but nothing to make it go around there. What was the story on that?
Yes, good morning. Well, we've had a car. I've been hooked up with Burns Racing this year. We've got a 91 Lola car, but we haven't had an engine till just actually yesterday, day before yesterday, we got it. And the guys worked real hard last couple days to get it in, and we're going through tech right now. So with any luck, we'll be on the track later today.
What kind of power do you have?
Chevrolet
power.
Oh, you got a Chevrolet A.
Yeah, we waited. We had the option to come here early with a Buick, and looked at the options and thought, well, if we can get a Chevrolet to put in this thing this year, that's what I'd like to have. I think we're planning on doing some races later in the year, and if we can get all that hooked up, I think it's the engine to beat.
Even after seeing the performances of the Buick this year?
Well, you know, the Buicks have been fantastic, and they're going to be a tough act to follow in qualifying. And you know, for their sake, I hope they have some good reliability in the race. But the track record of the Buick is not as good as a Chevrolet, you know, and the facts are there. So we're hoping that at the end of 500 miles, we can be around.
Okay. Yeah, they're kind of picky about that. If you're going to run their engines on the rest of the race course, the rest of the schedule, you have to run them here at the Speedway, don't you?
Which one is that?
The Chevrolet. I mean, they don't want you flipping back and forth very often.
No, I think they've made that fairly clear here.
Now you're looking at what do you figure is going to be? You're getting ready to go on the track today for the first time, and we're looking where 27 cars are qualified. I think the slowest time a 218 mile an hour lap. What do you figure it'll take to make the show?
Well,
you know, it's going to be up to the weather a little bit. Early last week, I was figuring a 218 or 219 would do it. I don't think I would have been happy with anything less than about a 220. But, you know, as this weekend goes on, if it gets warm and the track gets greasy, it could be down lower than that. Maybe 218 is plenty fast. We'd sure like to be over 220 to be comfortable and get in the race. And I hope we can get up to speed pretty quickly.
Today, obviously, your first time in the car and everything, it's going to take you a while to get anything, I would assume. Get up to speed. What do you think? How long should it take you to get up to speed in one of these cars?
Well, a minimum of 3 laps. Maybe.
So there. Yeah. Everyone's here all month long. He comes in and he's ready to go.
No, I mean, realistically, it's going to take a little while. You know, I haven't driven an Indy car since last year. I did come out here and test. We did about 30 laps in a Buick car about a month ago. So that was, you know, a little bit good. But it's never good to just do this race. I wish I could do them all, but it's tough. So, you know, if you're going to do one race a year, this is probably the best race to do.
The one to do.
Maybe the worst race to do, too.
Yeah. Dominic Dobson is our guest. I want to remind everybody that this is the Bob and Tom Show on Q95. It's been hard to work that in the last hour. We've had so many people stopping by.
Well, who could forget that?
Oh, well, thank you. I do want to say that this afternoon at 5 o'clock, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, Bob and I will be at the Peppermint Twist, which is on Emerson Road on the south side of Indianapolis, near
465.
465 in Emerson, that area, Peppermint Twist. Call the station for directions. I don't know how to get there. And we'll be signing our album Motorheads and the limited edition poster and T-shirt, and it's a benefit. Today, we're going to do something special. The album this year is benefiting Jan Opperman Gleaners Food Bank and the Children's Wish Fund. Today, we're going to do something for a guy named Doug Wolfgang, who was very badly burned in an accident not too long ago, and really needs some help. So we're going to take the funds from today's event and get it to him. I think he's got 4 kids and 1 on the way, or something like that. So it's a bad scene. He was in a burning car for quite some time, about 2 minutes. So he's got some severe damage to his hands and other things. So it's a situation where we're going to try to help out another guy who does this race car driver thing for a living. We're going to try to help him out if we can this afternoon. If you want to join us, please do. It'll be a lot of fun. When you get in that car, is it like get on a bike for you? I mean, okay, you did it a couple months ago, or does it take you an hour or a day to get back in the groove? Because people get so casual around here, they go, oh, he's only going 220. Well, that's like saying, well, yeah, but, you know, if you were in a 747 about to take off and jumped out the window in a little cage, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm having a problem. Everybody drives a car, and that's one of the reasons this is so popular. We all drive cars. We know what driving a car is like. Well, that's like a rocket ship, and I would think it would just take the mental stuff you have to get together to do that would be very, very serious.
Well, that's right. It is difficult to just hop in, but it is also at the same time a little bit like a bicycle. Once you learn how to drive and you've been here and you've done these things, it does come back reasonably quickly. I've been driving something or another for 25 years, including karts and Formula Fords, and of course nothing like A.J. Foyt. He did his first Indy 500 the year I was born, which is a fact that amazes me, and it's terrific, you know, what he's done here. But you do remember, and the most important thing is to not try and bite off too much too quick, and make sure that the car is right, because the car here is so important. You just cannot push it beyond what the car is capable of doing, or you're going to have a problem.
Okay, Dominic Thompson, what does your car look like? What are we going to see out there now? What does it say on it?
Well, it's the Burns Racing Tobacco-Free America car, and we've got some help from, of course, Pure Water 2000 and from Lincoln National Savings Bank. It's maroon and dark blue, so it's not real flashy, but I think the main thing is it's a good car. It's a car Al Jr. drove last year, and we've got a great crew headed by Tom Bloom and the guys I drove for last year. So I'm looking forward to...
it would look good in the winner's circle, though, wouldn't it?
I think it would look good there, yeah.
It would look very flashy there.
Yeah,
Dominic Johnson's been our guest. We have a couple things we have to do, like the cash song. We have to do.
We have to give some tickets away.
Tickets to the 500 away.
We'll do that when we come back.
Okay, we can take a commercial break here.
We're going to play a quick song here.
Okay, great.
All right, 9:29 at Q95. 32, you're with Bob and Tom broadcasting live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
It's been a great morning.
What a day.
Talking with A.J. Foyt, Dominic Dobson.
We got a few more folks stopping by.
We'll be talking with some more drivers.
Scott Pruitt.
A little bit later on this morning.
Right.
Right now, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the Indianapolis 500.
All right.
This is pretty simple. We've gotten together with Budweiser for the month of May, and we're giving away tickets to the race every day from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, kind of a working man, working woman special. We do it every day, including Saturdays and Sundays, 7 days a week. Here's a really easy question, and actually we're giving you the answers to these questions if you want to get them the day in advance. You just watch Married with Children on Channel 4 It's on at 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock, and during last night's show, we gave the answer to this question. The question is, name the first man to officially break 200 miles per hour here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Easy one.
Officially during a qualification attempt. It's an easy question. We'll give you a hint. This man does not have a ride yet this year.
Right.
But we'd sure like to see him, and sure like to see him in a car.
His nickname was...
Have you talked to him?
I have not talked to him, no. Have you seen him out here at all? Have you seen him? He's been out here. Okay.
He's a friend of the show.
His nickname is the Gas Man.
He has been on the show before, so we're hoping to get a chat with him. He's probably dialing something in right now to get onto the track.
All right, 239-1095.
One of the most exciting guys to watch qualify, certainly.
Indeed.
I saw him qualify here, and the first time I was ever here, that was the first guy I watched. It was unbelievable.
Did you ever hear the story that goes with this deal? When this
Why don't we tell it after we
Let's
get
find a winner here first. 239-1095, the number to call. It's 934. We'll take a break here.
Welcome to the air.
Here with Bob and Tom, broadcasting live from the Motor Speedway.
And congratulations going out to Pat Bowie. Bowie, okay, fine. Pat answered our trivia question. She won herself some tickets to the Indianapolis 500, courtesy of Budweiser. We do it every hour from 9 to 5 every day. And you can get the answer by watching Married with Children on Channel 4 between, actually at 7 or at 11. The answer to the question, of course, Tom Sneva, the first man to officially break the 200-mile-an-hour record here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Speaking of legends in auto racing, we have another one sitting next to us. Al Unser Sr. joins us. Al, great to see you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
You have a distinguished seat there. Al Unser Jr. Has spoken to us from that chair a couple of times. And actually, the last time he was here, Al
sang for us.
So he brought his wife, Shelley. So you're welcome to sing if you have any tunes that you know.
No, I listened to him over the radio, and I decided I didn't want to.
He had damaged the family name enough, huh?
He damaged it enough, yeah.
He drives better than he sings, certainly.
I hope so.
Yeah, he does.
I'd like to broke the radio on my coach.
I see.
Well, you guys are bad enough, and he really...
Yeah, thanks, Al. You know, who's been lining up these interviews, okay? First, I got AJ doing all the jokes.
Yeah.
Now Al's here.
That's great. Al, you finally got a ride and got to qualify. You're with Conseco Menard now, right?
Yes, I am.
On the qualifying, it looked like your last lap. Did you actually hit the wall or brush
I touched it. I didn't hit it. If I'd have hit it, it would have damaged the car. But I just touched it. I misjudged a little bit.
And you always said that one of the things that was a prerequisite for you to come back here and to get into car was that you felt like you had to have a car very capable of winning. And and you turned down a ride with Alpha a year or two ago because you didn't feel like that car was capable of doing it. And for years, of course, everybody's been saying how the Buick's very reliable. What did they tell you to convince you that Buick was going to be able to last for you 500 miles?
Well, the lap charts that they keep through the year of when they're doing the testing and the amount of motors they went through and the amount of miles they put on them with the same motor without being pulled out. And they laid all that out. And I talked to enough other teams about the Buicks, and they've really made leaps and bounds. So it's worth a gamble. It's a nice motor.
When you look back at your 500 wins, the 4 wins, is there one that sticks out in your mind as your favorite, or did it just all kind of were?
Well, they all are, but your first one, when you're able to win, you finally realize you can win, and then each time after that, it becomes harder. It seems like.
Yeah.
And then the 87 when I came back here and didn't have a ride and then ended up getting one because of Danny Angaius' accident.
Right.
That one, really kind of sticks in my mind.
Now, you almost weren't even here to get that ride. Isn't that true? Didn't you just about go back to Albuquerque?
Right. If Al wouldn't have qualified, if he would have qualified the first weekend, which he didn't, he was having problems, I was going to go home.
Yeah.
And then he had to wait till the second weekend, so I stayed here to watch him and see if I could help him.
Do you still have all the pace cars that you won?
All but one.
Which one don't you have?
71, because that's the one that took down the photographer's stand.
Yeah, that's true with Eldon Palmer. Yeah.
Right.
You still have that silver anniversary Corvette?
That I do. It's still sitting there. It's got less than 200 miles on it.
Really?
What does Al Unser Sr. drive most of the time?
A car.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I figured that's 4 for the drivers, none for me. Okay.
Oh, boy.
I figured it wasn't a bicycle.
Tom went to a foot doctor yesterday to have it removed from his foot mouth. I think.
Yeah, I went to the foot doctor. He said you should be seeing a dentist.
No, I just bought a new GMC Suburban.
Yeah.
And I use it to tow my toys around, my snowmobiles, water machines, and all that.
Yeah.
It's large enough and big enough engine to where in New Mexico it's 5,000 feet, and then we go up to Chama, which is 8,000 to 10,000. So the car gets pretty weak up there, or a truck.
Not bad.
It's interesting to me that talking to you and talking to your son Al, that you guys are so into speed that you are always out there on as you say, your water vehicles or your snowmobiles and what have you. This is it's like your hobby and what you do for a living.
Well, I think on everyday life, I think we take it easy. At least I do. I'm kind of laid back, and I don't have to speed going down the highway. It's just the patrolmen think I do. But I really don't. I think I take it easy.
If you could get a full-time ride to do the whole IndyCar circuit, would you be interested in doing that again? Or
Oh, very much so. I'm not ready to quit. You can't pick and choose like this. It's very hard. If you don't stay active all the time, you end up becoming a little behind.
Right.
So it's not good, but yet I don't want to go out there and just run just to be running and not be competitive. It's a hard sport. It's not easy.
We were talking with AJ. I asked AJ this question earlier, and I would like to address it to you about getting into a car nowadays. Like, you got into a car at the last minute, although it's a great car, the Menard team, and you had Gary's help on setting it up, and he'd been running it and running it and running it. Is it easier now to do that than, say, 10 or 15 years ago? Are the cars advanced to the point where it's a little easier to do that?
I don't think it's easy, no. I myself, if it was 20 years ago, it's the same way. In other words, you run a car as hard as you can, and to extend yourself to make the car run quick, you have to make the adjustments to yourself, and the car has to respond to you or you to the car. So I don't think it's any different today than it was 20 years ago. Now, you can't make any mistakes because you never, actually lift off the throttle or use the brakes during qualifying or when you're trying to run quick. And we used to use a lot of brakes, but yet when you say how much brake did you use, if you slowed down too much, then you wouldn't have the right time. So it was just as hard then as it is now. I don't think it's any different.
You had I forget the year that this happened, but you had qualified for the race. You were in the show, and you had an accident on a mini bike or what was it?
You're too old. You're not old enough.
Well, I remember I was hanging around there then, but I don't remember how you hurt yourself and you didn't you couldn't drive in the race.
What happened that weekend was it was raining, just like it did yesterday, and it was the first weekend of qualifying, and they finally canceled qualifying or closed the track, whatever you want to call it. And Parnelli Jones and he says, let's go for a ride, because we was waiting for the people to get out of the track so we could leave. And I went out and we was just riding around, and I went down in the ditch and came out of the ditch, and the bike didn't like what I was doing.
Yeah.
And when I put my feet down to get off of it, the grass was wet, and my feet went out from underneath me, and then the bike just stopped and fell over, and the kickstand went through my leg.
That's why he drives a car now.
Yeah.
No doubt.
That's the car. Right away, everybody said I was playing with it too hard, and, which I was not. But if I would have been, it wouldn't have happened, because I would have been probably going quick enough. The bike would have separated from me. So. But I hadn't qualified yet, so then they put Tingelstad in the car, and run it.
He did
that was
real
a very sad month.
Yes, it was. And the 70-71, you drove for the super team. It was Vels, Parnelli, and George Bignati. And was that a neat deal, driving for what they called a super team? Did you feel like you had a great big advantage over guys?
Well, I joined Vel and Parnelli in '69, see, when I broke my leg. And then in 70, it wasn't called the super team, nor in 71 until 72.
Oh, is that when?
Then they decided to hire Mario and Leonard was already there, and myself. So the three of us, they called the super team, and it was a super flop.
It didn't work, did it?
No, we had a very hard year.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything that went right. And things can change so quickly in this business. It can smile one day and frown the next, and that's what happened.
Al Unser Sr. is our guest here with Bob and Tom on Q95. How many races will this be for you?
26.
26.
Yeah, I've missed 2 of them since I've been here. When I broke my leg, and last year when I didn't qualify, I elected not to take a ride.
Wow. Amazing.
He's got a ride now, Menard Conseco car. It's a Buick Power.
Has a Q95 sponsorship on it, too.
Yes, indeed.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Does that make it go quicker?
Yeah. I hope so.
Me too. Well, at least you have the FCC after you, Al.
Yeah, with the FCC in your ass, you really want to
you want to haul ass.
You want to put that pedal to the metal for some lawyers out there chasing you.
That's the only car with a siren on it.
Yeah, you put the siren and the lawyers come right after you.
All right. Well, Al, thanks for stopping by, and good luck this race day.
Thank you. Appreciate it, and I hope that we can do this again sometime.
Okay. Well, next time you come on the show, could you prepare a song? Maybe we could have like a father-son
I've heard the song you guys do on me, and that's bad enough.
It is bad, I think so. Thanks, Al.
Thank you, Al.
Much. Thank you very much.
It's 9:48. Little rock and roll, Q95. Good morning, Q95. Cash song!
Yes, it is, my man. This is the Q95 Lotto Cash Jackpot song. Who is this, please?
Wayne, Indy.
Wayne?
Wayne? Hi, Wayne.
Wayne, speak up or I'm going to be very mean to you.
Yeah?
We can
there
barely
we go.
hear you, Wayne.
It's hard for us to hear, Wayne. We're at the Minneapolis Motor Speedway this morning.
Indianapolis.
What did I say?
Minneapolis.
Fine. Okay, great.
They ain't playing hockey. They're racing cars.
You know, one more insult from a driver and it's all over.
Well, you've been slammed today, Tom. That's unbelievable.
You have. Well, Wayne, congratulations. You got yourself some lottery tickets, and what else did he get?
We've got 95 Lotto Cash Jackpot tickets. The Lotto Cash Jackpot, Ian,
$2.5.
It's so high I can't even remember. What is it, $2.5 million?
$2.5 million.
Okay. Also, we're going to toss in Paramount's home video release, Frankie and Johnny, available at VH1 locations. That stars Michelle Pfeiffer and Al Pacino. We have an official Budweiser racing jacket, plus a chance to spend Carburation Day with the Budweiser racing team.
That'd be cool.
As a speed bump, perhaps. I don't know. It depends on how articulate you are. Yeah. Answer the trivia question right now and pick up 100 instant win tickets. I have incredibly easy, unbelievably simple. What does Al Unser Sr. drive trivia? King?
I got unbelievably easy AJ Foyt the King. Why is he not feeling good this morning trivia?
Bob?
I have huge nudity trivia.
And Ian?
Right, I have unbelievably simple, so simple you'd be a fool not to take this one. Name that Van Halen guitar riff tune trivia.
I see. Right. Is Howard there?
No.
Okay, fine.
Good.
Wayne, which one do you want, please?
AJ Floyd trivia.
Okay, why when AJ came on the show this morning, he said he had not had a good day and he wasn't feeling good. How come?
He didn't have sex last night.
That's right.
The King had gone without.
Which is probably rare.
Yeah, it is rare. Well, we don't know that much about him, but we do know that.
Let's not speculate, shall we?
All right, we won't. Well, congratulations, Wayne. You got yourself an extra 100 instant win lottery tickets. And who's your favorite rock and roll artist?
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger. Okay. Well, we just played Bob Seger.
Played some Bob Seger, so shall we play more?
Might as well play another one.
Let's play something we don't play all the time from Bob Seger.
Making Thunderbirds?
Great song.
I love that song.
Let's do that one. Making Thunderbirds from Bob Thunderbirds.
Thunderbird. Making Thunderbird is a hillbilly family.
If you live near that processing plant.
Yeah, it's a big old still. Yeah, all right.
Making Thunderbirds with one Bob Seger this afternoon with Jimmy Mad Dog Matus, your late afternoon dude on Q95.
We got time to play another quick song before we have to break for that show, Dick's Pigs.
You want to play something from the album?
Sure.
Okay, our new album, Motorheads, will be signing it this afternoon. It's a benefit for Jan Opperman, the Indiana Children's Wish Fund, and Gleaners Food Bank. This afternoon, we're going to donate the money to Doug Wolfgang, who's an injured sprint car driver. He's real badly burned in a hospital right now. So we'll be at Peppermint Twist, which is Emerson Road, south of 465, about a mile on the left as you're going south. That's as close as I can come to an address.
What do you say we play a little Duke and Dog, and remind you that Duke Tomato's playing at Kick Sports Bar this Saturday. So
where's that?
Georgetown and 56, I think. Duke, around there.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so we'll find out the details on that.
Sports Bar, Duke, this Saturday, and this is Duke Tomato, Jimmy Mad Dog Matus on Q95. 9:59. WFBQ Indianapolis here with Bob and Tom, and we're going to take a quick break. No, I don't even. See, all you know, I know what you're going to do.
No, I'm not
going to do is
Scott.
say
no,
Paula
I'm not going to mention
Abdul.
Paula Abdul to Scott. Scott Pruitt's here with
Hi,
us.
this is Paula Abdul. Sorry. And I just farted really loud.
See, we're not going to...
I knew you were going to do that.
No, we're not going to mention this whole Paula Abdul thing.
Non-stop.
And the fact that she left him for another guy. I want to take this opportunity...
Could you go with a girl that did that kind of stuff on the radio?
No way. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mart's Carefree Catering this morning for helping us out.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Great breakfast, ladies.
Kelly, thank you. Cindy Hayes, thank you for helping out. Everybody else, delightful breakfast. We're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We've been speaking with a bunch of drivers today. AJ Foyt was here. Alan Sr. just left. And we're going to be coming back with the second Scott of the day. Scott Brayton was here earlier. Scott Pruitt joins us now. And we have a special surprise for you, Scott.
What?
We have a huge surprise.
Huge surprise
this is
for me?
Scott Pruitt. This is your life. And we're going to come back with it when we return with that fabulous variety show, Dick's Picks. Good. 10:04 WFBQ in Indianapolis.
Bob and Tom Show on Q95 presents the Dick's Picks Variety Show. Fellas?
Dick, you there?
Good.
How you doing? Well, that's all right.
When he gets here, tell us. We have other things we have to do.
First of all, we have a couple of drivers here joining us.
Okay, first of all, you're on the Bob and Tom Show on Q95, and I want to thank the airport for cooperating by I feel like I'm at the U.S. Open tennis matches. You know?
Sending the jets over.
We've got a lot of great drivers stop by today. AJ Foyt was here, Alanser Sr. was here, and now
to defend the family name again is Alanser Jr.
Morning.
Hi, Al. And Scott Pruitt is with us from the Budweiser Eagle.
Guys, good morning. Al, first off, when your dad came here, the first thing we said was, Al Jr. was on with us, and he brought Shelley. They sang a song for us, and he implied that the song wasn't all that great, and I thought it was a great song.
Go figure.
He said something about the family name, and then as he left, he mumbled something about one of the songs we wrote about the Enser family that was a little bit cruel. I think Haji wrote that one, and we completely...
We always pass the buck.
Yeah. That was Haji, I'm positive, now that I think about it. So it's great to see you guys here. Scott Pruitt is also here with us, and Scott, we have a surprise for you.
Huge surprise.
Jeez, I can't believe it.
Scott, it's a well-known thing. I don't know if you know this, Al, but Scott actually dated Paula Abdul, the famous pop singer.
Did you?
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's an amazing thing.
And
wait a minute.
I've been getting thrown down on all week here.
The King has been working on setting up.
Oh, where's the King?
A reunion. I don't know. The King, I think, is here somewhere.
Where's the King?
The King of Rock and Roll, Elvis, has been known to hang around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and
oh man.
Holy smokes. There he is.
It's the King, everybody.
This is how I'll be dressed on race day when I am crewing Scott Pruitt's car, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that a Nomex jumpsuit?
This is Nomex jumpsuit. Yes, it is. And as you well know, we've been guesstimating a lot of computer deals, and we guesstimate 4 or 5 more loads of biscuits and gravy, and I'll be popping these sequins at the opposing team's car there for you, Scotty. I tell you, stand on up here with the King, baby. Now, I want to appreciate you making this suit for me out of Nomex and having made the Budweiser team making this for the King.
This is really nice. I can't believe there's so much acreage on that sucker.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the thing's so tight you can tell what religion I am. I ain't lying. Do you have that problem to moving the little Scott around down there, Scott?
King. But we also had a surprise for you too. I know that all these things are coming down all the time, and you guys have been throwing me down all week. But we have a little blast from your past too. So
really? Well, let's see what we got here.
Coming in here in a little bit. Nice little surprise here. Old Scylla stopped by.
Priscilla is here with the high bouffant.
Hi, Scylla. How you doing, baby?
Just fine, King.
Baby, you got your hair in a beehive and everything, man. I'll tell you. Except that biscuits and gravy, honey, it looks more like paste. What the hell is that?
What's your favorite? Biscuits and gravy, and I brought you a napkin here.
A giant Budweiser towel for the King's napkin for his biscuits and gravy.
Well, since we got old flames here, I think we ought to bring up a little gal I flew in special for Scotty. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paula Abdul. We got Paula right here. Now, Paula, if you'd duplicate that recording session for us right now.
Celebrity lookalikes today. This is too much.
Celebrity lookalike night. We got Paula Abdul. We got the King's old lady here. Oh, man, it's unbelievable.
It's a party.
Well, Scotty. I don't know what the hell to say. You know, right now, Scott, there's a lot of people walking by here looking at me in this suit thinking, that's the ugliest Santa I have ever seen.
Oh, they're just waiting for Christmas, buddy.
Well, Sheila, I can't believe it, baby. It's good to see you. You still making a lot of money off my estate there, are you, honey?
Sure am. You sure are putting on a few, too.
He's eating a lot for a dead guy.
He sure has.
Well, you know.
Oh, man. Hey, Al Unser Jr. joined us. Have you dated anyone famous? You kind of feel left out here.
I'm enjoying it. It looks good.
Doesn't look out. Al is still suffering from the year when I worked on his pit crew. And it was unbelievable because we were having a little problem. They were having a little problem with the hydraulic system on his car, not getting the car up in the air. And I would just jump over the wall, lay my belly down on the rear wing. The little Al's looking at the sky, baby. It's unbelievable.
The guy's got the tires done.
We got the damn tires done. Didn't have to kneel down. They could just stand up and do it later. Work tight there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Thank you very much, King. So nice to see you, Scylla.
Paula, thank you, Paula.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Scylla. I'll see you later back at the motorhome.
And now it's so easy to segue into the serious sports interview.
Of course it is. Man,
guys,
I don't know where I am.
Al Unser Jr. is here with us also, as we indicated, besides Scott. Poor Scott, this whole thing. How many dates did you go on with Paula, by the way?
It must have been at least 10, 15 years. I don't know. It's unbelievable.
It's been that long ago? Yeah.
Yeah, just bright or dull memories. You know, she started this stuff doing these interviews on the radio, you know, doing these burping and farting and stuff. And, yeah. I think that was really the turning point.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I would have left her, too.
Oh, do we have Dick back
I don't
at the
know.
station?
Morning, Q95.
Hello, this is Emilio Estevez.
Hello, Emilio. Dick?
You know, I'm still a little bit mad about that Scott guy, but I know if I get him in a race, I'll never catch him.
That's very true. Oh, man.
Oh, hi, Dick. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You have a little Al there.
Yeah, we have Al.
Interview lost.
Yes, indeed. Scott Pruitt also.
I was going to ask a little Al, how old is a micro Al now?
It's Mini Al.
It's Mini Al.
Mini Al.
Well, we call him Little Al around the house now, and he's 9 years old.
So he's old enough to drive a sprint car, right?
He's really close.
Yeah. You just figure about another 20 pounds in a telephone book, and he's on his way, right?
Yeah, about another year or two. He'll be ready.
So he's Little Al now.
Yeah.
This is really getting confusing.
So where the hell are you? I mean, who the hell are you then?
Because we just had Big Al here, and if he's Little Al,
medium Al.
Medium Al.
Medium rare.
That's it.
That's
Little Al came up to me the other day. I do. Don't you wish?
But, you know, I just wanted to. I tell you what, though, I've always wanted to be. What cold cut product is it that I would be in the winner's circle with? What's the actual name?
Oscar Mayer.
Oscar Mayer. I would love to be in the Oscar Mayer's winner's circle and have Little Al and me pose with a giant baloney. You know,
that would be cool.
That would just be the ultimate
and
sports
as soon as
photo.
it's 31 degrees in hell, you'll be there, Dick.
You know what, Little Al, I was going to ask you. Why don't you, next time Jack Root sticks his foolish-looking face into yours with a microphone, why don't you, especially when he's making fun of your dad right in front of you, why don't you just go, get the hell out of here?
Dick?
You with that hairpiece. Just get the hell out, Jack Root. You're driving me crazy.
Dick?
Go hit the tanning booth on the way
Jack,
home.
would you listen to me a minute?
Jack's here with us, Dick.
Jack's going to be our guest tomorrow, I believe.
Good. I need to speak to him.
Ask him about his earring.
Does he have one?
Earring now.
He does?
Yeah. Cool. This is a total 90s guy.
I guess.
You were going to say something about Little Al? He comes up to you and does what?
Yeah, well, Little Al, he didn't like being called Mini Al.
Right.
It started to bother him a little bit, so he said that he wants to be Little Al, and I'm Medium Al, and that Dad is Big Al.
Okay. Al, medium, and little.
Yep. So I said, I'd take it. I'm medium.
If he was
that's
little,
okay.
I would have said medium. That means Dad should be large or extra large, Al. Don't you think? Very impressive moniker, you have to admit.
Yeah, you guys are pretty quick on all this stuff. Big, medium, small.
Where would you be?
Where would you be? Good question.
Would your child be Bud Light? Try to keep with the sponsorship thing.
Yeah.
Tom gets one.
Yeah, okay.
Tom finally gets one today.
Yeah, and then if little Al, when he grows older and has a son, he'll be like a weenie wink in keeping with the Oscar Mayer thing. Just get everything will
call him Oscar. That would really throw a little Oscar.
Yeah.
Might not be
there's a sponsorship gig. Mm-hmm. Okay, I need $2 million to call him Oscar. $3 million to call him Oscar Mayer.
Oscar
and believe
Mayer,
me, he's going to drive. Trust me. How do you feel about that anyway? I mean, you guys, we were talking to your dad, and you guys are so into speed. It's not just something you do for a living. You know, you guys have your motorcycles and your ski-doos or whatever brand you drive, and your snowmobiles. It's like a way of life for the Unser family. You guys have so much fun.
Well, we enjoy life. What can you say? Everything's really good at home. When we go at home, we kind of just look at each other and go, well, what are we going to do now? And so
first one up the hill.
Yeah, first one up the hill wins for the day. And so we ride ski-doos in the wintertime, and then get on our jet skis and sea-doos in the summertime. And so
but the new Little Al, there's obviously a real good chance this is a true family tradition. How would you feel?
Well, Little Al, he's getting ready for go-karts. We're going to put him in go-karts this summer, I think.
Now, when your dad is Al Unser Jr., I'm thinking the rest of the dads come to the track. It's like the episode of The Simpsons where the kid comes in his soapbox and there's a kid with a jet engine next to him. Are you going to be sitting there giving him pointers? He's going to have some cane saw engine in the thing.
No, it'll be. He'll be able to run with. It's very competitive, and he'll have the same thing that the other karters have, and all that kind of stuff.
So you can actually see your son.
He'll have to earn it.
Driving here someday.
Sure.
Now, which one of the Unser family is it that is in charge of the Beer Drinkers of America organization?
That's Bobby Jr.
That's true. Tell him a little bit about that. I got something in the mail about that one time.
Yeah, they asked him to be chairman or whatever of that organization, and he jumped at it. He loves drinking a lot of beer, and so
I can't believe they overlooked me.
I think that Budweiser's contact him as being one of their spokespeople.
Is that right?
About drinking a lot of beer. Yeah, it's the true supporter of the product.
You bet.
What I'm looking forward to, fellas, is some year at the Speedway when a bunch of fraternity guys make an IndyCar out of old kegs. That's where I want to be, in the first turn when that goes around the track.
Yeah, you bet.
Wait till it gets to turn one, it'll make a hell of a mess, won't it?
Sure will.
Do you have any serious racing questions for these boys? What we got?
Standing here in this suit? Yeah, sure. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, boys.
Treat me like a fool.
I don't know. I find it hard to be serious standing here looking like this. So. Scotty, you got enough work done here to where you guys are going to get out of here today, you think?
Well, we certainly hope so. It looks like it's going to be a great day. Yesterday we went out and ran about an hour, and boy, the skies opened up and just unloaded on us. So that really cut things short, but we're out here, and looks like it's going to be a great day, and we'll get everything finished up.
Yeah. Al, did you see this Elvis medallion here? I got the king as a hologram. Look at that, baby. Will you look at that? I was a rock star, and now I'm damn jewelry. I can't believe that. You got to put one of these on the front of your car. Wouldn't that let the king just looking at you going, hell, if you give me a cheeseburger, I don't have the arms to hold it. There you go. Well, let's see. Serious content of today's Dick's Pig Sports Show from the interview loft.
Fellas, I do have one question that will prime both Scott Pruitt and little Al Unser.
All right.
Or Al Unser Jr. for the upcoming race. This will prime you for the ABC announcers during the race.
Okay.
This will be immediately following some incredible disappointing thing that may or may not have happened. They'll come up to you and go, you've been in some kind of compromising position here. You must be horribly disappointed. Here's the question they will ask. How do you feel?
That's always great. You just have some problem in a race, whether you run into something or somebody runs into you, you break something, and when the interview guys come up to you and they go, I always ask the same stupid question. Are you disappointed? No, I always like falling out of the race this way.
Well, I guess you'll be able to catch that 4:30 showing of Married with Children, huh? What are they going to ask you? They've got to ask you something.
Yeah. Or like what I like about, with Scott, it's like, okay, you were in a real similar bad accident. You've just run out the end of the front straightaway at 160 miles per hour after your brakes failed. How do you feel now?
Yeah, no kidding.
Short.
Medium.
On a verge of retirement, I think.
We hope you guys are drinking milk. At least one of you guys is drinking that glass of milk following the Indianapolis 500. Al, how are things going for you this week?
They're going real good. I got my head engineer right sitting behind us, Alan Mertens, and we were just discussing everything on the way over here, and so we're going to go out and make a few changes with the car and try to get it a little bit more comfortable for the race.
Little Al, Dick Nixon here. Listen, I have a great psych out thing for you. During the parade lap of this year's Indy 500, who do you start alongside?
I start alongside Emerson, I believe.
Here's a suggestion to you. On the very first parade lap, is point frantically to his front tire. You'll be traveling at a slow enough speed that no danger will be caused, but you will be seeing him pit early.
Well, Ray Hall's on the inside. I know that for sure.
Well, if you're in the middle, you could do it to both of them. Are either of you guys going to have a camera on your car? Do you know that yet?
I probably will, yeah.
Yeah? And that doesn't affect the speed, obviously. You wouldn't let them put it on there, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. You've had a camera on for the last couple of years on your car in all the races.
Quite a long time, ever since the Domino's car.
Do you make those little hand puppets during yellows?
I try.
That's my favorite part of the show.
Mine too, Dick. We have to, I guess, get out of here and, I guess, let Chick McGee take over after we do the commercial. Brought to you by...
Oh, it's by Jack's Tool Rental.
That's right.
Would you like for me to do the commercial?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, let's just say you need a toilet. Every one of their commercials starts out that way. But on a serious note, Jack's Tool Rental, the place to go, of course, for any kind of tool, no matter what you need, large or small, whether you need some blue water in the bottom of a porta toilet, they've got it all. Just stop by today. It's an 861 Rangeline Road.
It sure is.
You don't miss it. Don't forget to watch their big entry in the race this year, Gordy Johncock. He's going to be out there. He's going to be fierce. He's going to be side by side. Don't miss a moment of it. Stop by Jack's, rent a whole bunch of stuff. You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, Dick.
And that's our show for today.
It sure is. We're gonna.
Chick is winging his way back to our broadcast facility, and we're going to be back here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway next Thursday for Carburation Day.
Right.
And join us this afternoon. We'll be signing our brand new album, Motorheads. It's a charity benefit for the Jan Opperman Fund and for the Indiana Children's Wish Fund and for Gleaners Food Bank. This afternoon, we're going to raise money for Doug Wolfgang, a sprint car driver who was injured not too long ago. So join us at the Peppermint Twist at
on Emerson Road, just south of 465, and we'll be there at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And, we'll come back with Chick McGee for free. Thanks, Dick.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, it's 10:20.
Rock and roll brought to you today by Coca-Cola. And at high noon today, 239-1095, you can start making a request if you like. Wednesday's words, all or nothing.